One of the great Aussie icons is the Australian cattle dog. I have with me Tilly. She's an Australian stumpy-tailed cattle dog. You may know them as blue heelers, or sometimes the stumpy tails are called Smithfields. They're an amazing dog. They're my favorite dog. They're super smart and they're very tough. They're wonderful guard dogs. A lot of people don't realize how they were bred. They came to being because back in the early days of the European settlers in Australia, they were farming here with British dogs, with cattle, and they weren't doing so well. The dogs were dying in the heat, and their feet were white feet and they were soft and they weren't coping. And just north of Muswellbrook in the Hunter Valley, there was a property called Dartmoor, and the family that owned Dartmoor were the Halls. They owned property from the Hunter Valley all the way up into Western Queensland. Different properties spread around the place. They had no way to get their cattle to market other than to drive them with dogs. Wire didn't come to New South Wales to build fences until the 1860s, and barbed wire not till the 1880s. And so they had to have a tough dog, and their dogs weren't coping. So what Hall did, Thomas Hall, he crossed the native dingo with the English Smithfield or bearded collie. And no one else was able to cross dingoes with domestic dogs and come up with a new breed. This is the only one in the world. And he came up with a tough dog. They were very brave. They would take on wild cattle that had never seen a person and drive them forward. They are not good at casting around or bringing the cattle back to you like a collie or a kelpie. But when they want to just push cattle, these are your dog. They're like the drover's dog from England. You can tell a purebred cattle dog when you look in their mouth. If I get a close look there in the camera, if you look in the mouth, you'll see the roof of the mouth is black. That's it. That tells you she's purebred. When there's bits of pink, it's usually because they're being crossed. They are very loyal to their owner and they're highly protective. So if there's a cattle dog in someone's yard, don't go walking in the yard. He was bred to protect the farmer and the farm. And they come up behind the cattle and they'll bite them on the back of the heel. I'll show you some footage of it doing that. And you can see her coming in and biting the heel, dodging the cattle, kicking her. And that's why they're often called a blue heeler. They have this myrtle grey blue color and they're called blue heelers in Australia often. Sometimes they're called Smithfields, but they're really Australian cattle dog, and this is an Australian stumpy-tailed cattle dog. This dog was bred for such a specific purpose. They're one of the longest living dogs in the world. They can live up to 26 years. But because they were bred for that specific purpose, they enjoy what they do. Modern people have often lost purpose. It's one of our biggest problems. And usually we've lost our purpose because we don't know where we've come from. I don't mean your country of origin. I mean that you are created by God for a purpose. He has a plan and purpose for your life. And like this cattle dog who loves chasing cows and barking at any intruder, she's never happier. When you find your purpose, when you find where you came from and why you're here, you're going to be most happy and most fulfilled. God bless you and thank you for joining us.